The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you. Additional support is provided by Athen Trains. Check out all their new monthly announcements at athen.com. And by Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. The National Model Railroad Association, where membership has its benefits. Check out their website at nmra.org. Further support is provided by Microengineering, keeping you on track with quality products for 55 years. Check out their website at www.microengineering.com. Order from your local dealer or order direct by calling 1-800-462-6975. Additional support is provided by TCS, Train Control Systems. Check out their high-quality DCC sound decoders, throttles, accessories, and more at tcsdcc.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading show, number 123 for July 18th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. And tonight we got a great cast and a bunch of great folks with us tonight. Okay. Starting in the studio with me in person, the very sugar fire Joshua Martin.
Hi, everybody. I've missed you.
I'm so glad he is healthy and he doesn't have COVID. Rock and roll.
Yes.
On Skype tonight, I'm going to start at the top corner here. I've got James Regier. Hello, James.
Hi, everybody.
I've also got, next to James, Ken Bianco from Trainland, Train World.
Rock and roll, Ken.
Wow, that was some loud sound. Okay, next, down in the bottom corner here, I've got Christina Zambri, the Director of Marketing for the NMRA. Hello, Christina, and welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys. Looking forward to it.
We are. You are a model railroader, in fact. We can't wait to hear your story. And last but not least, we've got our favorite Daniel Coombs over here.
I'm right here, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing good, Daniel. We liked it when you showed off that George Bush large scale, G scale. What scale was that?
O scale.
O scale.
Right.
27.
That was a beautiful model. I really appreciate it. Speaking of large scale, as promised, I did get the Garden Railroad running. The cement got poured Saturday night before the pizzas even arrived. And I spent 2 entire nights until about 5 in the morning, actually till sunrise, working through the night on all of the wiring, all of the jumper leads. Every 6-foot section of track has got wiring in between it to keep good continuity all the way around. I also worked on the water drainage out there, redid all the gullies, got rid of the moles that have been digging up things.
It looks great out there.
So when Joshua came by the other day, we were able to flip a switch, that's the plan, and just let it run, and it can run for hours. It can run for an entire day real slow with no problems. And I'm really excited about that. And some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight is going to be Garden Railroad related, because Bachmann made a new announcement of the wonderful Dash 9s coming out in G-scale.
Yes, they did.
The old Aristocraft models, and I'll tell you how excited I am about that.
That's right.
Now, without further ado, Ken Bianco, this week, did an absolutely fabulous thing for the industry, for the hobby. Because we don't have the NMRA show going on, Ken did a live show on Facebook. I guess it was streaming across all types of social media. It lasted 4.5 hours. And he had most of the manufacturers that we're all familiar with on this show because, again, they couldn't do an NMRA show this week, which would have been running tonight, this weekend actually. And he had a bunch of guests going through the list. Bachmann Trains out of Philadelphia, Broadway Limited, Intermountain, George from SoundTraxx, Pico, Cato, Jason from Rapido, MTH. I know, that was fantastic.
The list just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Bowser, Wathers, Model Railroader Magazine, White River Productions, Marklin LGB, Lionel, Microtrains, Loke Sound ESU, Matt Herman, and of course, Athen Trains. I saw Gentry on there, and Atlas. And I'm telling you, Ken, that must have been quite a organization project. Tell us a little bit about what went into that, and thank you for doing it for the hobby.
No, my pleasure, and thank you very much for having me on tonight. It was a long process, but it started with Andy Edelman from MTH. We were doing a bunch of virtual shows individually with different manufacturers once COVID started happening. And he came up with the idea. He was like, hey, Ken, why don't we just have all the manufacturers on at one time? It would be so much fun. And, you know, train shows at that time were starting to be canceled, and manufacturers were really looking for a voice to talk about their new product. And that's what's so great about these train shows. I mean, it goes back, any train show you talk about, NMRA, York Train Show, Amherst. I mean, we have so many great physical train shows that everybody loves, and there's always a new announcement here, exciting. You know, people always want to say, okay, what was released? What was new? What's this dealer doing? And we just wanted to recreate that because we felt there was a void without these physical presence of the train shows. So I think it really came together nicely. We reached nearly 50,000 people that day.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just keeps on growing now. So, you know, we're going to be posting on YouTube, with on Instagram, so all these social media outlets, and we're reaching people that, you know, some of them may never have been to an actual show before, but hopefully they'll go in the future once this all calms down.
This is the best hobby in the world, and just doing what you did made it great for all of us. Was there any product that stuck out to you as being something just outstanding? What anything just jumped up? Because I can tell you some of the large scale stuff, like MTH's SD70 Aces.
Yeah.
That jumped out at me because obviously I like large scale. Their little Joe in O scale with the pantograph that automatically goes up and down on each end of the locomotive depending upon the direction you go. That sounded kind of amazing.
That one looked fascinating, yeah.
Of course,
It was.
Lionel talked about their HO scale line of trains they're coming out with. But what stuck out in your mind? Anybody? Did you?
Yeah,
Rest of you guys
yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much product. Each manufacturer had something. Lionel had a O-scale S1 that they just announced. MTH, the HO Little Joe, was great. You talk about the G-scale SD70 from MTH. Bachmann had an N-scale Hudson, brand new, with sound. They also announced the HO Original James for the Thomas fans out there.
Yes.
They also had the Bachmann G-Scale -9, which you talked about earlier in the show.
Yes.
Atlas beer cars, Rapido.
Oh, the
showed
beer
his
cars, yeah.
Denver Rio Grande ski train. Walters had a Santa Fe Super Chief. Intermountain announced another run of Autoracks. Kato, the New York Central 20th Century Limited. They had 3D renderings posted up. Microtrains, the 60-foot Ripside double-door boxcar. Bowser, RS3s are coming into production. Pico, autumn new announcements, including a new Halloween hopper. LGB Tricks had a HO Big Boy on display. ESU showed his new decoder tester. SoundTraxx, a 21-pin decoder, and more.
And how about
You're just taking that giddy kid candy store feeling that we all have.
Absolutely.
Bring them right into our living rooms as we can.
I'm getting
as we can
excited
watch
over here.
Yeah.
There was so much. It's so hard to, you know, cram it in, and that's why we went into like 4.5 hours. I had no idea it was going to take that long, but you know, there's so many manufacturers announcing such great product that you really need more time, and it shows like these. And Ken, what you're doing is fantastic because, you know, you can't display and feature it all just on one show. And what you guys do every month is great for the industry and the hobby. You guys are truly doing a wonderful thing.
every single week?
Ken-
Now, who could forget Jason Schron's presentation?
Oh, yeah.
Not only did we get to see the inside of his wonderful recreation of a passenger car in his basement, but he showed us details that we couldn't see.
Right.
Because the details are so absolutely there that you can't see them. And I mean, I'm telling you what, you talk about an animated, excited individual in our industry. Every time Jason is on video, I'm just like, wow.
Every time. Every single time. Yep.
Go, go, go.
I got to tell you, I get that level of excitement every time I see their 3D renderings of their new locomotives that they're coming out with. The detail just increases every time. It's like just watching this product formulate month after month.
Absolutely.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you guys think I've got energy, man. Jason Schron, I think, takes the
Tons of
trophy,
it, absolutely.
right?
Now, Kenny, I have a question for you. So for people that didn't watch the show live, where can they go see the stuff that came out? Do you have that posted on YouTube yet, or do we have to wait for a while?
So the great thing about Facebook, it stays on Facebook, and you still can go to our Facebook page, and it's still there. But we will be posting it on YouTube, just in case people don't have a Facebook account. So
and that's your Train World account on Facebook?
Yes.
Yes,
Excellent.
Train World LLC on Facebook, and YouTube is Train World TV.
Great.
I just looked at it a few minutes ago. One thing, and I want to round this out with this because this is a great discussion. One thing that I heard, and I think it was Pico's that said this, it's been Christmas season for 6 months. With this COVID and everybody staying home in lockdown, people are working on their models. The hobby has experienced, we didn't have the summer slowdown like we have every single summer. And the best quote was, in fact, it's been Christmas season for the last 6 months. Did you hear that, Kenny, when he said that?
Yeah, I heard that, and it's true. People need a hobby. Trains is a great hobby for everyone, and NMRA is doing a great thing with their virtual train shows as well. You know, they're having events and clinics, and people really learning about the hobby. And now your guys' video, I'm sure you've seen an uptick in traffic just because people want to view what trains are and how exciting the hobby is. And you guys do an excellent job on really focusing on the modeler and really the intricate stuff that's so hard to kind of, you need a YouTube page to see it.
Oh, well, we've got one. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are aware, but in place of the St. Louis convention, which, as Ken mentioned, was canceled obviously due to COVID, our social media team put together something called Gateway X, which has been running all week long since last Sunday. It ends tonight, and it was meant to, as Train World did, kind of take the place of the convention portion of what everybody's missing. So we've had a theme every single day, and nonstop clinics going from 8 in the morning Eastern time until I believe 10 or 11 at night. Every single day we've done some reruns of some past virtual events that we started doing in April. So we've been trying to do them every 2 weeks since the end of April. We've also done 2 Ask the Master Model Railroader sessions so people could ask MMRs questions about, you know, what they did, how they got to their achievement, questions that you normally wouldn't be able to get a master model railroader face to face. So, and now with the Gateway X, we've had, members, non-members, people coming out of the woodwork. I found 2 people on my block that started modeling again who I didn't even know were into it, and suddenly I see them on our NMRA group. So we've been doing the same. We broadcast over our Facebook page and group, as well as YouTube, and then we've been cataloging and uploading and editing all of the videos. So there's got to be hundreds and hundreds of hours of videos on our YouTube channel as well, and we've definitely seen an uptick. And it has been. Everyone's been saying, you know, God, don't let this end. I don't want to go back to work. I want to keep working on my models.
Right.
You know, I totally get it. So it's been great for the hobby. I mean, obviously, it's not a great thing, but it's been great for the hobby. And we're glad that you guys did your manufacturers event that we were all watching too as well on our side. And so it's been a nice way to round out what would have been, you know, convention and train show week.
I love the NMRA, and I love what you all have done for the hobby for better than almost 75 years. Cynthia Priest, the editor of that wonderful magazine that the NMRA has. It used to be called the NMRA Bulletin. Do they still call it that?
No, it's NMRA Magazine.
NMRA Magazine.
No, it just says NMRA on the front now. and but still has the same great articles, same features, advertising obviously. So, and we've added a few new features as I've come on board. So we did a feature on women in model railroading. So we did that for over a year. That ran. So I just started a new column called News You Can Use that has to do with, you know, different things with the NMRA, different things with the hobby, to kind of highlight things for new members. So yeah, we're really trying to up our game to get out more on social media, get our digital footprint broadened a bit, and try to bring everybody kicking and screaming into the 21st century with us. So
That's awesome. Christina, what website would you go to join and become a member of the National Model Railroad Association? One of the best groups with a great, what you can learn and the friends you make, the camaraderie you have, the local shows in your area, the national main train show that happens every year somewhere different in the country, where you get to meet all the manufacturers that make our favorite products. Where would you go to join the NMRA? What website?
www.nmra.org. And you'll see a nice little block right on the home page that says join now. So we even offer a 9-month trial rail pass for people that, you know, maybe aren't sure if this is what they want. So you get the rail pass, you get all the benefits of membership with the exception of voting. You get the magazine. It's $20 for 9 months. And you get to experience, you know, normal events, region, division, national, depending on when you join. But we figure it would be 9 months would give someone a good amount of time to experience everything and meet some of the wonderful people. Because in the 4 years that I've been with the NMRA now, 4.5 years, I have met some of the greatest people in the world, and they've become like another family to me.
Absolutely.
So
That's what
that
we've
has to be
experienced.
And another big thing about being a member of the NMRA is you get discounts at a lot of different places. I know Micromart gives you a discount. A lot of different places will give you that 10-15% off when you're ordering. So
Probably
Yeah.
Train World.
I imagine.
we have our partnership program, which we started, and we now have about 45 partners who have teamed up with us, and we give them free advertising, the magazine, our e-publications, social media. If I run into them at a show, I'll give them a plug, you know, on Facebook or Instagram. And basically, they agree to give NMRA members a discount. It could be free shipping. It's whatever they want. I will mention a certain airbrush company that gives us 45% discount. So if you do your normal shopping, as you would throughout the year as you're modeling, basically you pay for your membership and more.
Absolutely.
And a lot of our partners too are some of the smaller people, some of the mom and pop shops. So we try to give them some business too. And as you mentioned, the bigger ones, Micromark. So, but it's been very successful. And every time I'm at a show, I try to reach out to more and more vendors. I check out their stuff, and if it looks cool and quality, I'm like, hey, join our program.
That's awesome.
It's a win-win.
Christina, I'm going to come right back to you, but I want to talk about these exciting N-scale cylindrical hoppers that we have on top of this micro-engineering N-scale tall steel viaduct. Look, what a prop on the table
Yeah,
we've got
very
tonight.
nice.
Intermountain sent us 6 N-scale freight cars. You N-scale guys, I know you're out there and you're going to be happy. These are not in the value line. These are super quality. I mean, the metal walkways, the whole bit. I took these outside today and photographed all of these, starting with number 396185. This is an Alberta Heritage cylindrical hopper. Reporting marks ALNX, and it looked really nice out in sunlight today. I've also got the Saskatchewan cylindrical hopper. Again, that's a beautiful car. Reporting marks are SKNX. I also have the freight car number 100-579, and that's a Canadian wheat board hopper. I shot that one outside. Reporting mark CNWX. And I've got the red Canada hopper here. This is a cylindrical hopper that we're all very familiar with. Reporting mark CPWX. Looked great in the sunlight. Alberta, take a break. That's car number 396278. Reporting marks ALNX. And the last one that I photographed outside today was a Chicago Northwestern CNW, number 182772. I also shot the tops of all of these freight cars because every single one of them has got different hatches. Remember the last time we talked about Intermountain freight cars, James Regier pointed out to me that they all have various different types of hatches because there's so many different manufacturers of hatches. And as the hatches get broken off or get damaged, the real railroads replace them with various different types, whatever they've got on hand. And that's some of the beauty of what Intermountain has done with regards to the detail. Super fine detail, all the piping, Katy couplers, metal wheels. The N-Scale guys are going to love these. I enjoyed shooting them outside today. It was absolutely fabulous. A little later on in the show, we're going to talk about why we've got all these great bridges on the table. But Christina, I understand you're a model railroader. You're not just a director of marketing for the NMRA, but you're an actual model railroader along with your 5-year-old daughter. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm a modeler by trade. I mean, a marketer by trade, sorry. And after joining the NMRA as a marketing person, I really, really became very interested in modeling. From the layouts that I saw, the people that I met, I'm very active in my division. I started doing modeling with the master's clinics. I did operating sessions. I've gone to various shows and different events. I even brought the first little building that I've ever made, which I ended up unfortunately putting one wall on upside down, but that's okay. It was fun to do. So I've got, a few little things that I built along the way so far. I really love scenery. My daughter, she's already going on steam train rides with me. She's gone to the Model Railroad Club in New Jersey and checked that out. She stopped at Northlands, had an exhibit at our 4-H fair last summer, and she just ran right to the train. And she basically, she won't let me call it a choo-choo since she was 2 years old. She hasn't said, she said, "Mommy, it's not a choo-choo, it's a locomotive."
Ooh.
That was 2 years old. So, no, it has become a hobby that I want to explore further, that I want to grow. I want to teach her. We were down today looking through all of my kits. I got my first toolbox now. I've got all my own tools. So when I go to clinics and build things, I've actually have my own tool set, which I used our partnership program discounts for. And there's a lot in New York, New Jersey area. There's just so much stuff. And growing up, we went on a lot of steam train rides. My parents are both retired teachers, so we tended to stay close. Didn't have a lot of money. I'm a big history buff, so at the moment I'm thinking about, speaking of cute little girls.
I know. Hey, James, you got your little girls there.
I'm thinking of starting to model a steam era in the 1800s. So I'm a big Civil War buff.
Ooh.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. But it's really brought out a passion in me that I didn't know was there. I mean, my dad had trains when I was younger, but they went reverse, stop and forward. That was pretty much it. And I never realized just how much there is to do in the hobby.
That's
and
awesome.
how exciting it is and how talented and wonderful all the modelers are that I've met. And I've gotten to see things that, people would be really, truly lucky in their lifetime to see. George Celios's layout. And I only got into that because of the NMRA. So that was our in there, and it's become a family. I miss seeing everybody. I miss, not having a convention this year because I'm not seeing my friends. So it's become a lot more than me marketing something. It's become something that I'm extremely passionate about.
That's awesome.
And I love talking about it.
It's awesome when your hobby is your job all at the same time. We did relate when we had our conversation. Ken Bianco, I'm sure you sell a lot of NCE systems out there at your store. And
Sure.
Thank you so much for the coffee cups you sent us. We'll be using those tonight, Joshua.
Absolutely.
My favorite.
Now, Christina, you told me that you like the NCE system. Tell us why you use that when you're running your layout.
Yes, because it is easy as a beginner operator. I've used other systems, and when I first got my hand on the NCE, I was like, wow, this is so much easier than some of the other systems out there, and it doesn't take a thick manual and hours to figure out what button I need to push to go in reverse, or how do I get the horn, or turn the lights on. It's so simple, so easy, and it worked well. So that's the one that I'm going to stick with.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, is that honest? That you
Yeah,
can't
totally.
do. I mean, that's the same experience we've had.
Mhm.
I didn't have to read the instruction manual. It's all on the screen. You got the small throttle, you got the big throttle. And what George talked about last week, that new module that runs the Just Plug lighting system
Yeah.
for Woodland Scenics, where you can power it right off your track work.
Right.
And it's got these different features in it. Fluorescent light flicker, the TV flicker in the house in case you want to create that effect. So that's a lot of amazing stuff that Jim Scores and his team of workers out there have at ncedcc.com. And now I'm going to go out to James Wright. James Regier. You know, we didn't mention James Wright had a great big part, Ken, in helping you put on that show this week.
Yeah, he co-hosted it with us and talked about certain products. So it was nice to get different perspectives, and I think it was good for everyone, including all the manufacturers as well.
Yeah, you're my favorite. All right, James Regier, what do you got going on? I think you're at your father's house out in Kansas again, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. And just, back to those Intermountain covered hoppers, I have several of them in HO scale here. And I remember when they first came out, probably early to mid-90s, Dad and I got several kits. And I remember on those, they actually encouraged you to take the hatches within the kits. They had several of every type of hatch, and to mix and match them on your car.
Huh.
And if you had several hatches, even match the colors. That's been one of the things that Intermountain was neat from the beginning, just with their line of parts and customer support.
I know, God, you remember having to build those? Those puppies took 3 or 4 hours, man, and that's if you were on it the whole time.
I know, it is so convenient now that you can just open the kit and get it with the see-through walkways and everything right now that they have.
You know, what wasn't on that show today, and I know you're going to talk about this, James, is TCS, Train Control Systems, has got a new speedometer. Actually, there's 2 of them that we're going to talk about tonight for your layout, where you can mount it directly into the side of your panels or on the side of your fascia on your layout, and it reads out speed of the train. James, you want to talk about this real quick?
Absolutely. Back in January, Chris Palomares was on the show, and we were talking about speed matching because he had several different locomotives from different manufacturers that he was wanting to speed match into a leasing consist that he could run on his layout. And this system from Train Control Systems actually makes this a very simple process. It's called the Train Speed, or the Train Speed 4. And it will give you an accurate scale speed of 1 to 999 scale miles per hour, or kilometers per hour, depending on how you have them spaced or how you have the sensor spaced on your layout.
Okay.
Now, each sensor set comes with 2 infrared sensors that you place at pre-designated points on your layout, a certain spacing apart, and then from that it will calculate the speed that your trains are running for you.
Of course.
Now, this actually makes your speed calculations very simple. You do it at the same spot on your layout every time, and you get it there. And in fact, it's a lot easier than a lot of the other battery-operated photo sensor options out there, because this will plug directly into your layout. It'll run off of your NCE or Digitrax system with the same voltage as your tracks. Or if you have an auxiliary lighting system, say you're using an old Tech 2 with the auxiliary points to do your layout lighting and whatnot, it'll actually run off of that voltage. Anything from 6 volts to 18 volts, whether it's AC or DC, it'll take that power.
That's cool.
So that means you're not going to get the errors that you've gotten from some of these other systems when your batteries start getting low and the sensors start getting wonky. That's not going to happen.
No, you're absolutely right. You can find that at tcsdcc.com. Train Speed 1, I've got that one on this paper here, comes with 2 sensors. Train Speed number 4 comes with 8 sensors, so you can have 4 different spots on the layout where it'll digitally read out.
4 different districts on your layout. And the other thing that they suggest you can use it for is if you're wanting to set a speed limit on your track. Like say you're modeling a branch line that like the one that runs through my hometown. Well, during summer, you're only allowed to run 10 miles per hour. Now, if you want to restrict everyone on your little pike to running 10 miles an hour, that'll give them the readout. And if they get more, you can give them a virtual fine, or do whatever you want there.
I want a buzzer and a light that comes on.
Yeah, right. Send the little remote control cop car after them.
That's right.
If that company from Germany makes them, Joshua, maybe we're talking about.
That's awesome.
I've actually known small towns that'll stop trains that run faster than the speed limit.
That's awesome. Hey,
But,
Daniel
it's
Coombs.
a pretty neat system.
We're going to go down in the corner here to Daniel Coombs. How you been doing? You've been working on your layout. You got your new job. How's everything going for Daniel?
Yeah, everything's going great. And like I said earlier to Ken there, I actually ordered another part for my little Christmas train that I'm planning for 4 loops. But I'm going to show you guys real quick. I've actually got more progress made on the power supply. I don't know if the lighting's going to be good, but we're going to give this a shot. Can you guys see that okay?
It's a little blurry.
A little blurry.
Okay, so basically what I got here is a, 4 power supplies, 3 MTH bricks, and I lined up a transformer to power 4 of the tracks, and then, of course, I got a power strip in the middle, and my plan is to use the MTH DCS Wi-Fi system that I can run everything off the phone.
Very
so from
nice.
my cell phone, I can control all 4 loops simultaneously running while everything's all turned on. And also, for the layout, I really haven't done much, just a few cosmetic repairs here and there, and keep going with the scenery. So
Nice.
That's
that's
awesome.
about it.
I've got the Athen SD45-2s on the table here because on Athen Tuesday, that's a show that they make every Tuesday on Facebook. These are just coming out and arriving at hobby shops, and that's why I wanted to bring them up. I took those outside today. I'm telling you, we had an absolutely beautiful day, 92 degrees and sunny. So I was able to go outside and do a nice photo shoot with the Bicentennial number 5700, and of course, the other Santa Fe units in the Yellow Bonnet series. They're coming out with various different paint schemes for these locomotives, and again, they're just being delivered at the hobby shops. A lot of times we talk about new product announcements, and they're not going to come out for about 18 months. These are just arriving, and that's why I wanted to bring that up, because you can go out and get these right now, and they're one of my favorite locomotives that the Santa Fe Railroad had. They are just big-bodied. They're beautiful. LED lights, rubber hoses, rock and roll. And you know what? They're sitting on top of a bridge right here. They are sitting on top of a micro-engineering bridge. This is called the HO scale low bridge, and it's quite an amazing structure. In fact, we're going to talk about micro-engineering bridges, and I'll tell you why. I remember the very first one that came out in 1988, and that was a tall steel viaduct, which was comprised of 5 sections of 30 feet each, and then it had the 2 tall viaduct spans on it, and it was actually modeled after a bridge that was in southern Missouri that the brothers at Microengineering had found and measured. And that was the very first time. I actually built a display model of that back in 1989 for the boys and shot that in various spots around town here. But what I didn't know, and go figure, I've been going to Microengineering since 1988, just hanging out and talking. I had no idea all the different types of bridges they actually make. And Ron asked me, he said, since I didn't know, maybe the rest of the folks out there don't know. And so I wanted to point that out today. Starting with, I've talked about the 150-foot standard tall steel viaduct, which comes in the box. That's the one I've got here. Also on the table, I've got the low bridge. That's the one that I have the Athen locomotive sitting on top of. This is a longer bridge. I think it's 250 feet long, but it's the low bridge, made up of just smaller microengineering bits. And that comes as a kit as well. Also on the table, I have the 320-foot tall steel viaduct from Microengineering, and that is product number 75519. Because when you look at their website, you just see a bunch of lines on a piece of paper, and it's really hard to visualize what these are.
It is.
So I wanted to write down all the various numbers also, so you guys could identify and find these. But 320 feet long, check it out. It holds all 5 of those Canadian hoppers, and it looks dynamite. Also in HO scale on the table, I've got the extension kit for the standard tall steel viaduct. And what that is, that allows you to make it 5 stories high. So in the box, you get the extension kit, which is simply this base that then gets built onto the standard bridge that you buy. And I used these when I made that 12-foot long bridge for the 2007 Walther's catalog cover. This is quite an amazing setup when you've got multiple spans like this. I believe it's the same bridge that they used on the Fall River Division layout. So that's what the tall bridges look like. And now if you'll bear with me, I've got more bridges on the table over here that I want to talk about. Joshua's going to run camera. I'm going to do an edit here as I peel off my microphone and go over to that table over there. So just hang tight. Okay, let's do this. You're starting camera number 3?
Yep.
Camera number 3. I don't need sound. This lapel works.
Let's
I
time
didn't
it.
test
See how
this
long it
microphone.
takes and get all set up here.
Can you guys hear me?
Start elevator music
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Starting. Are you recording? And here we go. So as you can see, here's the N-scale tall steel viaduct. This is the 200-foot long viaduct, and it comes just like this in the box. And this is kit number 75518. And there's something I didn't know they make, which is amazing. This is a 210-foot curved steel viaduct for microengineering. Product number 75515, HO scale, but it is actually curved. Check it out, Joshua.
Very nice.
That's amazing. I didn't know they made that. I didn't even know that that was a kit in their line. Also on the table, I've got the 210 lightweight bridge. This is 210 feet long in HO scale. And then all the way over in the end here, I've got the standard 150 foot tall or long lightweight microengineering bridge. And that's 75513 when you look at it. Now on the table also, I know, right? This is the box that comes in. Look here, Joshua. That's the box that this one kit comes in. Also, in the event that you already have the standard microengineering bridge, I didn't know that they had extension kits. But sure enough, they do. They gave me 2 of them to show off today in HO scale and also in N scale. And what these are extension kits to make your microengineering bridge just a little bit longer. So thank you very much. Hats off to Microengineering for having so many different kits. I had no idea the variety of kits that you guys make. You can check them out at the Microengineering website, microengineering.com, and or call them. I'll put the phone number down at the bottom of the screen. They're old-fashioned. They like to do business that way. So thank you very much, Microengineering. And now we'll go sit down again. How was that?
Yep. Worked well.
Thank you for recording that. Is this the best hobby in the world or what? I love it when we can show all the different products. This isn't an advertisement. This is showing you what's out there on the market, what's available. It gives you different ideas every single week of what you can work with and what you can build, right? So anything else, guys? Have we pretty much covered everything on this one tonight?
Nothing else on my end.
Ken, Bianco, anything last you want to talk about?
Just keep on doing the great work and great job that you guys do. It's the show is always dynamite. So really good job, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Christina, thank you for being with us. Thank you for showing us your models. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Do you want to give us the NMRA website one more time?
Sure, www.nmra.org. You'll find all the information you want there. And it's great, too, because once you join, we've got a back-end members-only area where you'll get access to, we've got a model railroad layout directory. If you're traveling, you can look people up and go visit their layouts. We've got the info on our partnership program, all the other benefits of the NMRA, and we're working real hard to bring more benefits. So thank you for having me, and it was certainly a pleasure to meet you guys, and I'm just really excited about the hobby and looking forward to learning more. So thank you.
You're awesome. James Regier, any follow-up on your end?
Well, I can't think of anything. I did want to mention the phone number, though.
For
TCSDCC.
Okay.
And that's 215-453-9145. So give them a call. They'll be happy to hear from you. Always great service experience from them.
A lot of track.
What about that trackmobile you've been working on? Any more updates?
Well, basically where I got it last week, where you saw it in the video from last week, is where it stands for this week, because I left for Kansas 12 hours after that. And I don't
I got you. Okay.
Guys, this is the best hobby in the world with the best people in it. You, the model railroader. This is a simple show made by us, simple model railroaders, just for you every week to keep you attuned to what's new in the hobby every week, what's going on, what projects we're working on, and sometimes once in a while we throw in a how-to or two.
That's right.
Be sure to check out Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine's YouTube site. On that site, I've got how to do soldering this month for the month of July. 52-minute long video on how to solder. It's an absolutely amazing video, and with that, I just finally remembered to put on my microphone. Guys, thank you for doing this with us tonight. Let's go run some trains.
All right.
Rock and roll, do it.